All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
It's a brothers Great Millstone New Orleans camp coming at you with another live camp. All right, before we get started, we want to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth and rule well. And peace, blessings, and salutations be to the hopefully elect, as well as those that believe in the gospel and may endure to the end, Lord willing. All right. And we're going to start off this camp getting straight into it. All right, because America is broken, man. All right, it's broken spiritually, all right, mentally, all right, and physically. As we approach the anniversary of America, right, in which the 250-year anniversary, right, like Apostle Tahar been bringing out, most empires only last 250 years, man. All right, and we can see the demise, the end of America, okay? This, like I said, morally, okay, financially, you have more people complaining, all right, mourning, lamenting because they can't afford to be here no more, right? You got people, for the first time in the United States history, there's more people leaving, all right, the country than actually coming here to stay, right? Because the American dream is no more. It's actually turned into a nightmare, man, But this place is done. It's cooked, and all it's waiting for is destruction, man. All right? Now, brother, start me off with the Isaiah 24.
This is Isaiah 24 and verse 10. It says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in.
Right. The city of confusion is broken down. All right. And here in America, is nothing but confusion going on. Right. That's why it's called the daughter of Babylon, or Babylon the Great. All right. Keep going.
There is a crying for wine in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone.
Right. The mirth of the land here in America is gone. What is there to be happy about? Inflation is constantly rising. Gas prices rising. All right. Everything is making, in this economy, is making it harder for the people to live here. Right. You have the rent prices, the housing market. We can say the housing market is as good as well as done, man. Right? It's basically holding on by a thread from crashing. All right? Let alone the stocks in the U.S. economy. You had this the so-called president, DJ John Trump, come out and say what he gave, like a 6-week timeline or something like that.
6-week timeline, saying he had said a 6-week timeline, and I think everything is going to be like over with probably.
Yeah. And which we know it'll either be before that or, it just won't happen. Because, anytime this devil come out and give a deadline for something, the shit don't never happen, man, But, you want to say something?
Liar.
Yeah.
And also that famine of water, too.
Yeah, correct. But, there was more on that, or that was it?
Maybe one more verse.
Yeah, 12.
And it says in verse 12.
Oh, Salaki, it said, and all the joy is darkened, and the mirth of the land is gone, And people, on the average, down here in the South, they had something called Southern hospitality,
Mm-hmm.
all right? And now, when you encounter people on a day-to-day basis, you used to hear a good morning, all right? You just walking past a random person, how you doing? Now, people don't even speak to each other no more, man, Because inside, they're crying because there is no mirth here. It's nothing to be happy about. It's nothing to enjoy, all right? This place is cooked, all right? And I'm going to keep saying that throughout the camp. Because when you cooking something, the fire just get hotter and hotter, man, But read that verse 12.
Verse 12. In the city is left this desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction.
Right, and that's, like I said earlier, that's all that's left here, all right? We just waiting on Babylon to be destroyed, all right? That one domino fall, and all the chips gonna fall with it, man, all right? This place is nothing left here but desolation, all right? There's nothing to get out of America, man. Going back in the world, trying to achieve, these different things. There's nothing to go get. What you gonna go back to? Like the brother Kabar said, man, you either lose it or you're gonna get burnt up with it. And we looking at America being burned now, But y'all brothers had anything I want to bring out?
I got Jeremiah 51.
Okay, you go ahead, I'm
I got a precept on the start, verse 6.
Okay, go ahead with that. Yep.
Con, this the book of Jeremiah, chapter
I'll get you,
51, verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon had
So
been...
like it, read it again.
Con, verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul.
Right, it's talking about departing from this place mentally, man. All right, fleeing out of the midst of Babylon. It's not talking about, you know, getting on a plane, all right, taking off and going back to the homeland, going to Africa in these different plots, all right? If you sincere and you believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right, you might be subscribed to a couple brothers, you might just be tuning in, you know, but you have to learn that you have to depart this place mentally, all right? But go ahead, give me go ahead.
Con,
It's Isaiah.
it says,
Right
be
in the
not
top,
cut off
52
in
and
her
12.
iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense.
Right, this is the time of the Lord's vengeance, man. All right, and all the wrongdoings that this whore have done to our people, all right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Lord is getting ready to recompense her for it. All right, go ahead.
Verse 7, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand
Mm-hmm.
that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad.
Right, so the Lord actually used Babylon, okay, to do what? It says Babylon, where you at?
Verse 7.
Verse 7, all right? And it said he's made all the earth drunken, you know, which, you know, these nations have adopted the ways of Babylon, man. You know, the democracies, all right, the different philosophies where they've come in and set up, you know, different puppet leaders, man, all right? And that's what's going to lead the people of these nations to become angry, to become mad, okay? Keep going.
It says, verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so, be she may be healed.
Right, it says that she is suddenly fallen, right? Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed, right? So if it was the Lord's will, right, the way that this place is quickly breaking down, is decaying, right? We can see that the worm is spread underneath, you know? So if it would be healed, she can be healed, right? But read it.
Verse 8 again.
9.
9.
Mhm.
Verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies.
Right. It says, let us go everyone into his own country. Forsake her. Meaning, you know, for those that believe, depart from this place mentally. But you actually have people that's going to literally leave here, all right, that have came here from different countries, right? They set up shop. Brother could get that for me in Isaiah 13. You know, they're actually going to take their shit and go back the way they was, man. You know, to get out of the way of judgment, because we understand that the last thing that's going to happen in prophecy, all right, pursuant of destruction, all right, is when the ICBM nuclear missiles hit this place, all right, at a rapid rate, all right. When we look at over 200 million missiles, man, you know, overkill, putting 1,400-mile craters in the ground, all right. These people trying to get the hell out of Dodge before that happened, man, you know. But give me that Jeremiah 52, Isaiah 52. So like it.
This is Isaiah 52 and verse 12. It says, for ye shall not go out with haste, nor go by flight, for the Lord will go before you, and the God of Israel will be your reward.
Right. It says, for ye shall not go out with haste, nor by flight. So it's telling you not to leave this place physically, not to get on a plane, all right, board the plane and leave. No. It says, for the Lord Yahweh will go before you, okay? And the power of Israel will be your reward, all right? When you go into that word reward, it means to gather or collect, all right? So the Yahushua is going to be the one to gather, all right, collect us from America and, you know, deliver us into the chariots, man, all right? That's how we're going to leave this place, in style, all right, by being beamed up, all right? That was it.
Yeah.
Khan, you had something you wanted to say?
No, I was on that other precept.
Oh, Khan. Go ahead with yours, Ahmad.
Just wanted to back up what you had said earlier about this place being dark and there's no joy. This is Job 10 and 21. It says, before I go whence, I shall not return even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. A land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death, without any order, where the light is as darkness. And that's pretty much going into America, man, being that place of darkness where, there's no order, there's no righteousness in this world no more, there's no order that's being given, just straight up confusion, folly, and, death that's being polluted.
Hmm. That's why in Psalms they call this place the valley of the shadow of death, man. You know? But that was
Yeah, and I got another piece. I got the Revelation 18 if you want.
what you got. Oh yeah, give me that. You got that? You can bring it out. You can bring it out. Yeah.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18. And I'm going to start at 3. Yeah, this Revelation is 18 and 3. It says, For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
You could really start at 2.
Revelation 18 and 2, it says, that he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils,
Mm-hmm.
and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
And did a brother grab that Isaiah 13? You holding it? You could bring it out real quick to back him up? Because it's telling you that Babylon the Great is fallen. This is the destruction of this place, right? So when it becomes the habitation of devils, the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird, that's talking about those doleful creatures that's going to dwell here, all right, when this place becomes a desert, man. You bring it out. Like I was thinking it's wrong, 18 or 19.
I'm gonna read this real quick. It's Isaiah 13 and 13 to back up that Revelation 18. It says, Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, in the wrath of Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as the chase robe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land.
Yeah, it says they shall every man turn to his own people, right? So you got these, you got Moab and all the salons, the nail spas, the shops. They gonna start closing up shop, man. Going back to where they from, Vietnam, China, wherever the hell they from. You got Ishmael and all the gas stations and shit. They gonna start closing up shop, man. This place is closed for business, by the way. If you haven't got the memo, man, it ain't no more going opening a thriving business here in America. Especially down here in New Orleans, man. People are closing businesses left and right. But you want to say something, Mike?
No, I was agreeing with y'all.
Oh, Con. You could keep going. I'm a wide.
It says, Everyone that is found shall be thrust through,
Mm-hmm.
and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Right. So the people that don't leave this place, right? If you're now a man of the Lord, all right, one of the hopeful elect men that ought to be the elect, you're gonna be found thrust through, man. It says that, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So it's nothing but great debt, all right, massive judgment that's coming to this place, And this is the only way, all right, stand in the pocket of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. It's the only way to escape those things, man.
And it says everyone that is joined unto them. That includes 2/3 of our own people.
Yep.
All right, so-called black women, niggas that are obsessed with, seeking Egypt for help. All right. That's why when the brother read earlier, you're supposed to flee Babylon. That's not talking about physically leaving, but you're supposed to flee from the idea of being joined unto this place spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
It says everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Yep.
All right, the Lord coming back to destroy America. If you're joined with America,
Give me Micah 2 and
it's
10.
over for you.
I was about to get that.
Yep.
It says their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
Mm-hmm. You could jump to 19, Baba Gashar.
Verse 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right. And what happened when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, man? It was nothing to be perceived but what? Fire and brimstone. All right. Those places were totally and completely destroyed. I feel like we keep bringing this Sodom and Gomorrah thing up because it tells you in Revelation 11 that this place is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, right? It's known for what? Sodomy, all right, and slavery, you know? That's how we line America up through the scriptures because that's all that is here, all right? The land of the free. You can literally do whatever you want around here, man. You know? If you want to,
righteous.
except be righteous. Yeah. That's why I tell you that he that departed from evil become a prey, man. You know? Because there's nothing but wickedness and evil going on here. So when you are not doing it, they looking at you crazy. You know? Straight up, man. But what was left in Sodom and Gomorrah? Ashes. All right? You can, in the actual landmass over there, there's still scientific facts of the sulfur balls, you know? And I seen one dude, you know, pick one up, light it on fire, and motherfucker was just burning, man. You know? So that's what the Lord did, Sodom and Gomorrah. He's going to do that to this place too, you know? That's why you have to flee, all right, out of Babylon, all right? You change your mindset, right? You change yourself spiritually, man, all right? And follow after righteousness, the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, we're going to come back to that. Give me that Micah 2 and 10 real quick.
This is Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with a sword destruction.
Right, arise ye and depart, right? Once again, depart from this place spiritually. The things that you're attached to, the things that's keeping you drawn in and enticed in the world, all right? You got to depart from those things, man. You know, cut that shit off, man. All right? It says, because it is polluted and it shall destroy you even with a sword of destruction, you know? And we understand, according to Luke, that servant that knew the Lord's will be beaten with many stripes, right? So you got to understand, when you be destroyed with that sword of destruction, hey, man, the Lord might have a missile fall directly on you, man. You know? Because they got a lot of guys out here that's just watching, subscribing. Hey, brother, I know I'm an Israelite, you know? But they still going, what? Celebrate Christmas, right? They going turn the grill up for the 4th of July, man. You know? Still eating pork. Can't put the goddamn crawfish down, you know? Still got 2 blunts behind their ears, man. You know? But they watching the videos, though, you know? I know from experience, you know? Brothers know from experience. We were those men. You turn on a video and Jake just raw that day, you know, and just cut the hell out of you like, man, hey, look, I gotta change this shit. I gotta go to the camp, man. You know? Yeah. Yeah, cut the dreads, you know, everything, man. You know? But that's why you have to flee this place, man. All right? Because like I said, the Lord gonna actually hit your ass with a missile, you know? When they come out of the gall, as it talk about in Job 20, hey man, when they go in the sky and they come over, the Lord might have this one. Oh, I'm gonna hit this nigga right here with it, man. A warhead with your name on it, man. You know, even if you make it that far, you know, because you gotta go through some shit to make it to the missiles, man. And the Lord preserve you to the missiles. He hated your ass, yeah, you know. But that was it in that.
Yeah, that was it. I had one though.
Come on, bring it up. You got some too? Oh, come on.
Back in Isaiah 13, it says, verse 20, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses. So there's nothing going to be here. All right, this is not, you know, you have these people saying, oh, the prophecies of the Bible happened already. That's talking about ancient Babylon. No, the people are still living in ancient Babylon.
Yeah.
The scripture says the judgment of this place is going to be so desolate that only devils, wild creatures, all right, bottom feeders, scorpions, all right, that's the only thing that's going to be able to inhabit this place because it's going to be completely destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to back you up, brother, because ancient Babylon was in the landmass of what you know as modern day Iraq, man. Yeah. You know, that there's no doleful creatures dwelling there. Ain't no owls and shit. You know, they actually have a kingdom there to show you that this is talking about here in America, man. You know, but that was it, bro. Con.
I got a quick.
No, you had something, right? It passed?
Yeah.
Let me finish this out real fast,
I
bro.
got something quick to back up this.
Let me finish this real fast. Con.
This is Revelation 18:3. Well, I'm gonna start at 2 again. It says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the whole
Give me
of
Isaiah
every
29,
foul
9.
spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Mm-hmm.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Right. All the nations have drunk that wine of Babylon, man. All right. They filled their cups with it. All right. Go ahead.
It says, and the kings of the earth
29,
have
29.
committed fornication with her.
Mm-hmm.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy.
Right. Because when you go into Babylon, by them having a standard, all right, for the world dollar, the petrol dollar, right, when these nations deal, all right, they trade, they buy, they getting money, the Babylonian money, all right, the American dollar, man, all right, which makes their countries rich. That's how they get rich, right? And we understand that America is an import country, which is why you have Trump in there. His whole MO was to do what? Make everything made in America, all right? Because he understood that, these is very intricate when you actually go into the system of how the dollar is structured, all right, in the global economy, right? But you have BRICS and these other nations that's coming up and trying to go around it, man, But go ahead. Oh, that's what I wanted to say too, because this place gets everything imported, right? So that's how the countries get rich. They get the American dollar in exchange for what? The goods, man. Which is why when you look at clothes, right? When you look at, different items in the grocery store, everything is, made in China, made in India,
Vietnam,
made in Vietnam,
Taiwan,
Bangladesh,
Yeah.
all kinds of different places because they use the money for their benefit, all right? That's how they are waxing rich through the abundance of her delicacies, man. All right, go ahead.
Verse 4, Revelation 18:4, it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people,
Mm-hmm.
that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Right. So it's that same angels that was in Micah, the same angel that's in Jeremiah 51, that same voice is telling you to do what? There's 4 different occasions, man. All right. Isaiah 52, it's telling you to depart from this place mentally and spiritually, man. All right. Until we depart from this place physically. That's why it says to come out of her, my people, right? To be partakers of her sins and that you receive not her plagues, right? Because we understand the plague of Babylon is going to be what? A Saracana treatment, man. When you give me that in Zechariah, all right? When they say 14 and 12, when their flesh is going to melt away in their holes, man. This is why we got to flee out of Babylon, because it's just a harsh judgment. All right? You have more in that?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High had remembered her iniquities.
Mm-hmm.
It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she had filled to her, Salaki, in the cup which she had filled to her double.
Right. So it says that the Most High had remembered her iniquities and that they reached unto the heavens, man. So you have the so-called the so-called white man, which are the Edomites according to the scriptures, that have ran up this tab of iniquity and wickedness so far that it literally, how if y'all brothers ever seen like a roll of receipt paper, can you imagine just throwing the whole roll of receipt paper until they run out? And then the manager come to you like, look, you got to pay this tab, and you can't pay it. Well, what's naturally going to happen? You're going to have to pay it somehow. It's going to be a whole lot of chairs moving, furniture breaking, all right, and ass whooping, man, because you're in debt. So when you filter in the fact that this is the Lord, all right, that he's ran up this tab on, what do you think the judgment is going to be? Want to say something? Come. Go ahead, bro. Cause we gonna read 6 again. 'Cause I ain't break that down. Go ahead with your precept.
This is Obadiah 1 and verse 15. It says, "For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head.
Mm-hmm.
For as ye
Wow, you want
have
to-
drunken upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea,
Yeah,
they shall
yeah.
drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been."
Yep. Read it again, Salaki.
This is Obadiah 1 and verse 15. It says, "For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen.
Mm-hmm.
As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head."
Right. So when you read the Revelation 18 and 6, it said return it into her double. So everything that these heathen have done against us, all right, we're going to do it unto them double. And you better believe it's starting with who? The so-called white man, Esau Edom. He is the ringleader, you know?
Well, the chapter starts with going into Edom.
Yeah.
All right, the judgment of all of the heathen coincides with the downfall of Esau Edom, which tells you the same thing in Isaiah 34. So anybody saying the Edomites are done away with, they saying that the Battle of Armageddon already happened.
Yeah.
They're saying the kingdom of heaven is already here. The house of David has already been established on the throne. Like, you people are bugged out, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got something too.
What? Bro, come on, bro.
Like, why?
Why right there, brother? Jesus, Louises. Come on, brother. Keep going, Ox. That's kind of crazy, brother.
That's super crazy.
This is verse 16 of Obadiah. It says, "For as ye have drunken upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been."
Right. They're going to drink, they're going to swallow down, and then we're going to blink our eyes, and it ain't going to be no more slavery here in America, you know? Especially when you go into the Edomites, they just going to vanish from before our eyes, man. You know, on the extermination date. You know? Come on. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 17, it says, "But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession."
So what is going to be possessed in the kingdom of heaven after deliverance? All right, you other nations, man, you're going to be a possession. You're going to be building up the kingdom, right? Everything that we are doing in this life, being employees, being a modern day slave, right? You're going to do that on a whole nother level, man. You know? Why? Because you've been confederate with Esau Edom and putting us into subjection, man. So there's a judgment that's written for you, you know? When you go in those gas stations, you know, they know who we are, man. They know who the real Israelites are, man. All right? And they know that they ain't wearing small hats with big noses, man. You know? Keep going.
Verse 18 in Obadiah, it says, "And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame,
Mm-hmm.
and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken it."
It's not going to be no more of that.
It ain't gonna be no more of that shit, man. All right? It said there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. Okay? It's gonna be a big bonfire, and you better believe that's gonna be a new high holy day too. You know? When the house of Jacob, all right, is a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and Esau gonna be the stubble, man. Meaning they just gonna be totally eradicated from the face of the planet Earth, right? Now, read that latter part again.
And it says, "And they shall kindle in them
Mhm.
and devour them. And they shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken it."
Right, but when you go up to verse 15, it says the day of the Lord is upon all the heathen, right? So the other heathen are going to get a chance to go back to their own countries, man. All right, they're actually going to be subject unto Yasharallah, okay? They're actually going to have their own lands, right? Their own, you know, whatever it is after those 1,000 years of slavery, you know? But for Esau, hey, man, more power to you. Keep up the bad work, man. You know? Go ahead.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 20. thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
Where you at?
Isaiah 14 and 20.
Con. Go ahead.
I'm gonna read 18 first.
Okay.
Isaiah 14 and 18. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. So all of the kings of the other nations, they're gonna have their own land, which was allotted to them from the beginning. All right, the Moabites are gonna have the land of Moab. All right, the Ammonites will have the land of Ammon. Everybody's gonna get their own. The Ham's gonna be back in the land of Ham. But it says, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Then it says this, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith Yahweh.
Yeah, man. So you are your forefathers, man. You know?
Yeah, if you don't have a remnant, a son, and a nephew, that's the end of your line.
Yeah.
All right? A nation is propagated through what? The line of the man, the seed being put into a woman. So if you don't have sons and nephews or a remnant, you cut off forever.
Yeah.
That's why it tells you in verse 18. You got that out? You still
No, I was gonna make a point.
Oh, God.
When you finish.
I was gonna say, and it ain't gonna be no that meaning it can't be a kinsman redeemer.
God.
No, it's nobody that could come back and bring your line back, man.
Yeah.
No, the Lord said He killing it off. You know. But go ahead. You got that.
I got a precept, but just to back up your point, you know, if He's gonna cut off the seed line, right, the nephew, the cousin, the uncle, everybody from this. How can the Gentiles be saved? He's calling off a whole line of people, right? That doesn't even make sense. But this is Psalms 9 and verse 16. It says, the Lord is known by the judgment of which
What's that one that go with that? It's like Revelation 20 when they talk about the rest of the dead live. Oh, you got that?
Verse 17
Okay.
says, the wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forgot the power. Right, forgot God, man. So the wicked is gonna be doing what, man? They're gonna be turned into hell, man. Okay, right? They're gonna go from their state right now, right? Because they're in their heaven, right? And they're gonna go to what? Hell, man. Which means a lower state, man. Slapping the chains on them, being servants, right? Forever and ever. It's never gonna change. Okay. I got a little bit more. It says, for the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Verse 19, it says, arise, O Lord, let not man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men. Right, man. So the Lord's going to raise up what? Zion, you know, the children of Israel, the 12 tribes, and put them and place them as gods on the earth. And let you know that you other nations are nothing but mere mortals, man. You're nobodies, right? To the story, but servants to the Israelites. That's it.
That to me. Absolutely. God, that's crazy. Go ahead with that, brother.
This is Revelation 20 and verse, you can start at 5, I think.
5. You can start at 5.
But the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection.
Right. So the rest of the dead here, right, to go with that Isaiah 14, it's talking about the other heathen nations, all right, until those 1,000 years of building up the kingdom of heaven were finished, right? So they're actually gonna go back, all right, to their homeland, okay? While Esau, Edom, they're gonna what? Be eradicated, man. That's the judgment that's written for them. And you know, we don't feel bad for you niggas either, man. You know, because you've earned every bit of it. You know, you've been a perfect devil. You've been a perfect antagonist in the story, man. You know? So now it's time for you to go. Right? And that's why they're hesitating, you know, and which we all understand that, you know, it's in the Lord's hand, but we can clearly see that this devil is hesitating with pushing the button and moving forward with his NWO, man. You know, they're at least shaking in their goddamn boots, man. Anytime we put up these live camp videos, cursing their ass out, telling them their judgment to come, they start shaking in their seats, man. You know, panicking, because they know they can't stop the fact that the men of the Lord are back out on the highways and hedges telling them what's getting ready to happen to them, man. You know?
Everything the prophet said is gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's the word of Yahweh Bashim Shai. I got you one.
Go ahead, bro.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 27.
God.
Depart from evil and do good and dwell forevermore. So again, that depart doesn't mean to physically leave. It says depart from evil. For Yahweh loveth judgment and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever. But the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. The righteous shall inherit the land and dwell therein forever. So again, we know the wicked are these Edomites, all right, according to Malachi, the 1st chapter. So it says their seed of the wicked shall be cut off, and the righteous shall inherit the land. So all you Amalekites, all right, you so-called Israelis in our homeland, defiling it, you're going to be destroyed, all right? The land is going to be purified, made holy again, and the 12 tribes of Israel are going to return, and your seed is going to be cut off. You have 1,000 years of hardcore bondage, and the finale is you being completely exterminated from creation.
Yeah. But that's crazy to know and understand when you like, oh man, you know, because they have them on the left-hand side too, you know, that's telling them like, hey, you know, what they're saying is actually biblically correct. So to actually know and understand that, like, man, like, if I do this and go forward with it, then this gonna happen, then this gonna happen, and then that gonna happen, then we gonna wake up and change, right?
But then they can't not do it because the Lord is controlling them.
Exactly.
So,
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. It's a perfect chess piece. Then they're gonna come to a point to say, well, fuck it, we gonna do it. We gotta do it anyway, you know?
In a lose-lose scenario.
Yeah, you in a lose-lose situation, man. It's nothing that, you know, that's why the scriptures tell you, it's nothing that you can do, you know, but for the truth, you know? It's nothing you can do against the truth, man. Because it's the truth. It's not a lie, right?
yeah, everything they do to try to upset prophecy just pushes prophecy ahead.
Yeah.
And it also further proves who the Edomites are. All right, you trying to cover Yahweh image with Cesare Borgia, that proves you're an Edomite. All right, you try to claim that you're the Jew, that you're the Christian, and you go around the world spreading your religion through the sword, that proves you're an Edomite.
Yep.
Scripture says you would take peace from the earth with a sword. That's what you did.
Yeah. You literally fit the description.
We're racially profiling you. The Bible racially profiles you Edomites, man.
Yeah.
You fit the description. Like, that's an Edomite right there.
Yeah, for real.
Pull him over.
Hey, that made me think of that lesson you did a while back. What if I were an Edomite? What if you were an Edomite? Imagine being an Edomite, man. It's over for you niggas, man. And I like calling you niggas because you the real niggas, man. You know, the ones that destroyed the planet Earth. All right? But you want to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, that lets you know that they're not the people, because the Lord never told the Israelites to go around and conquer the people, but then make them worship your God. He never let the heathen do that, man.
Yeah.
That's how they get they have the whole thing called basically the doctrine of discovery, where they run around and say, man, we gonna basically capture everybody, rape, whatever, great, pillage, plunder, murder, okay? But then we gonna force them, to believe in so-called Jesus and all the rest of this Christianity.
He ain't give us power to do that. Deuteronomy 28 tells you the state that the people of Israel would be in.
Right.
And it's not the state that the people that's in Atlanta are in. It's two different things.
Yep.
Yeah, Yahweh said go and preach the gospel. He didn't say go kill people, torture people, and make them bow down to an image of me.
Right.
That's not in the scriptures, man.
Yeah.
False imagery.
But somebody was reading something. You had finished that Revelation 20?
That's all you wanted was the 1,000-year part.
Let me see.
Or you wanted the second part.
That's cool. Go ahead with yours. You can go down the line. Are you still holding that, right? All right. Yo, come on, brother.
This is just real quick. This is Isaiah 34 and verse 5. It says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment."
Mm-hmm. And who is the people of Idumea, man? That was referring to you Edomites back then. All right? Because Idumea, all it is when you go into the translation, is just a Greek way of saying Edom. All right? Red. Who are the people that are red, man? You so-called white people, because what? Your blood shows forth through your skin. All right? And you actually not white, you red. You know? That's another lie. Colorism. Oh, we're white, they're black. No, we brown, man. Different hues of brown. You have no pigmentation in your skin whatsoever. When you go into the word human, it goes back to the word hue, all right? And you have no hue, so you're not even a real human, man. You know?
Troglodyte.
You're a damn troglodyte, man. A freak. Go ahead.
Right, it says, it also says on my people, are the people that's cursed with judgment, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's what they are, man. These people are cursed to be judged. Even when you look at the Zodonovan, right? When you go to the word Edom, it tells you that these are the people that's not going to receive any mercy.
Oh, the
out of all of
Zondervan. The Zondervan.
Zondervan.
I was like, what's that?
But when you go into it, look at the word Edom, it tells you that out of all the people, these people will have no mercy from the Lord.
Give me my
man. They're
Zondervans
gonna
out the
be
thing, brother.
completely
Bro, get out my
destroyed,
bag,
you know?
brother. You know?
Man,
We gonna get, hey man, we gonna get on these devils' ass, man. That's the way the spirit have it going. You
I
know?
got one right quick.
Go ahead, give me that one in Zechariah where they tell you this should come down the people of my curse to judgment. I think it's Zechariah 5. To show that they are the cursed people, you know, because the Lord cursed them by giving them what? When he cursed Cain, he took what? The pigment from him, man. You know, and this is the mark, all right, that they were given to look totally opposite. That's why in the scriptures, when you go into the story of Jacob and Esau, it don't say nothing about Jacob, but it say something about Esau. Why? Because he came out looking different, man. Like, damn, look at this nigga. You know, he looked crazy. You know, but you got it. Bring it out.
This is Zechariah 5, verse 3. And it says, Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
Right, and which this is talking about the chariots of the Lord, man. All right, because they're gonna be a curse unto these heathen nations. All right, and to the 2/3 of our people. Right, but that's gonna be salvation for us. Go ahead.
And it says, For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to the
No, that's not it, bro. That's not it.
That's Isaiah.
That was Isaiah 13, 34?
Yeah,
It's not-
Okay, the people of my
Is it
curse.
34 or 20?
34. Yeah, my
I
bad.
just read it.
Yeah,
34 verse.
you can finish it though. You can finish it. Yeah,
That's what I did. I read.
you read it right. My bad.
And it says,
Yeah, it
everyone
is.
that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to
Hold on. It said for everyone that steal it. This man has actually stole people, man. That's crazy. Now I can see that you fighting, you overcome them, you conquer people, all right? Then you put them in a subjection. But this devil go and conspire with the Ishmaelites, all right? Who, you know, when you go into the history, they were known as slavers, man. All right, they helped catch, you know, the actual Hebrews, you know, that were dwelling in the lands of the western parts of Africa. You want to say something?
Yeah, I got that precept to back that up.
Okay, you gotta finish that first, though, right?
Yeah, I gotta finish that.
Go ahead.
And it says, everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on this side according to it.
Hmm.
And I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the deep.
Who's that talking about? The house of the thief. When you think about the so-called white man, what has he actually done that's original? That he hasn't copied and pasted from, you know, Jake, man. Right?
Even his idols are stolen.
Yeah.
All of his idols go back to Egypt,
Yeah.
Babylon, all right, Assyria. He just renames other people's idols. You don't even have his own idols.
That's crazy, bro. That's
What does he
insane.
have? That's his own.
Nothing.
He stole the land. like what?
They had a question online. It was like, it posted. It was like, what is white culture?
Stealing.
What is
Stealing.
white? Like, what is it? Like, what
Stealing
is?
and pedophilia.
Where did you originate? You know,
Bestiality, don't forget that.
Yeah.
shit. Well,
Popping animals, man. Go ahead. Oh, go
It's,
ahead.
the book of Exodus,
You got more
chapter
than that?
21,
Okay.
verse 16. And he that stealeth the man and selleth him,
Absolutely.
or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
Hey, man. Hey, then when the Lord come back, who he gonna find in your hands, man? The apple of his eye. So you gonna surely be put to death. That's why your whole nation gonna get eradicated, man. And it was beautiful that brother brought it out with the remnant, the son, the nephew, you know, because y'all like to say, oh, that wasn't us. Y'all love to say that shit. Oh man, if I was living back then, I wouldn't allow that to happen. Well, you was the goddamn ringleader, nigga. You know? You was the worst one. But 3 or 4 generations later, you coming back saying, throwing your hands up. That wasn't me. You know?
Yeah, that shaggy spirit, man.
Yeah. It wasn't me.
Hey, Esau in a bad case, bro, because we the bride of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Mhm.
And we calling out. Like he didn't took us. I ain't tried to penetrate us, tried to grape us, but we're calling out to the Lord. We scream. Just how I go back in the law, right? When a woman is taken, you
she gotta
supposed to
cry out. Mhm.
right? And that's what his people is doing, right? So
That's
it's a
what
judgment.
that's what the elect of his people is doing.
That's
you know?
what the elect is doing, right? The prophets.
Mhm.
Right? But it's a judgment for doing that. You
Yeah.
can't imagine taking the Lord's woman. Hey, come on, bro.
die.
You're gonna die for that.
Judgment is death.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And we're not talking about no, man. You're going to get tormented. It's going to be a grievous debt for you, man. What they say, a debt by pain? Hey, man, it's going to be a lot of pain you devils going to feel in the kingdom, man. Brothers, hey, man, brothers meditate so many terrors, man. You know? Y'all lucky the butcher from Basra ain't here, man. You know? If brothers don't know who that is, you better find out, man. You know?
Heathen gonna find out, man.
Yeah, the heathen gonna find out, man. Brothers gonna have all kind of names, terrible names, all right, for you heathen, man. You know, when they just gonna feel the wind just gonna start changing, and then they gonna start, you know.
They're gonna hear it like music.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You know, hey, man, we gonna have fun with you devils in the kingdom, man. Just how you made these different football games with the pig skin, even soccer, man. You know, picnics, you know, pick a nigga, all these things that you done to us. That's why that brother said it's gonna be double unto you and then some, man. You know, the shit you did to us is gonna look like a cakewalk in that day. You're gonna be wishing that you should have did more. You know, like, damn, we should have did this, we should have did that. And then as soon as you think about it, it's just everything, all your nerves gonna be separated from your body, man. You know? Well, go ahead with your precept.
This Revelation 13.
You had more in there, right?
Yeah, and 9 and 10. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Absolutely.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Nah, he might be killed by the sword.
Must be killed with the sword.
Oh, show him mercy.
Must be killed with the sword.
So who killed us with the sword, man? All right? Who stole us from the lands that we was dwelling in? You know? When we were fleeing during the siege of Asada, man, into the western parts of Africa. Who came in there after, X amount of years and stole us, bought us, give me that in Joel, man. Put us on auction blocks. You know? Who did that? Who was the ringleader? You Edomites, man. And they like to get up there, on behalf of me and our ancestors, I'm sorry. Like that's gonna do something.
If they were actually sorry, they wouldn't celebrate our downfall.
Right.
They wouldn't have these holidays glorifying their so-called heroes, which are all a bunch of Freemasons, pedophiles, and murderers.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanksgiving Day, Veterans Day, Memorial Day. All right. They celebrate the downfall of our people year round. But that wasn't us.
Right. Go walk the goddamn Trail of Tears, man.
Oh yeah.
With no water and no food. Go do that shit. You know? Want to say something, bro?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I forgot what I was saying.
It'll come back to you.
It'll come
Go ahead.
Bro, that's like us telling the Lord that wasn't us going off back then, bro. What are we talking about?
Yeah. Why are the Israelites in captivity if you're not your forefathers? So the Lord created a whole group of people. They made a covenant, broke the covenant, and then he just waited hundreds of years later to punish a whole new group of people that never made a covenant. That don't make no sense. You are your forefathers. You come back every 3 to 4 generations.
Yeah. That's crazy. But when you start to use the Bible and logic and reason, it starts to make sense. But when you just totally take it out of the picture, and My mom, she sent me a picture when they went out there to DC of like a slave Bible or whatnot. Hey man, that's ridiculous, man. You know how you just totally just mangled taking certain books out of the scriptures. So the slaves back then didn't even understand what they were reading, man. You know, just telling you to just be a slave, be a servant. You know, taking out all of the books that's showing you who we actually are, man. That was ridiculous, man.
And then they took out Exodus.
Yeah.
Because Exodus is a story about slaves being freed. So
Yeah.
obviously, you don't want your slaves reading that. Pure demon, man.
It's nothing left. You know, it's just nothing left for you to do, man. You know, you done raped, robbed, murdered, stole, you know, did all the atrocities you can do. You know, and don't get me started on the whole era after slavery, man.
That was worse.
That was worse.
Postcards, heirlooms, you know what I'm saying, trinkets and all that stuff. That was us.
Yeah, leather, the leather, you know, they dentures.
I forgot what that company is, Red Bottoms and all that. Like, they
Yeah.
came from us, man. He used us, you know.
And Jake won't get some red bottoms though and don't even understand that they disrespecting their own self, man.
It's a dark meaning behind it, man.
Levi's.
You know,
Yeah, pull it. They still got the logo on it.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, they don't have the purse, but they got the horse. They
The
got
horses used to.
the horse.
Used to tattoo Jakes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yes.
Wow.
And they show you that too.
I never knew that, bro.
In the middle, and it only looks like I think it looks like a leg or something, like a half of, like, you know, each side.
Yeah, it's a,
Bro, I never knew
but I
that.
think it's two knots, and,
Yeah.
and it's like an X.
Yeah.
But you got a picture as being a person.
You picture it.
Yeah.
But I had seen a video of a woman, she went in her attic, she went to go see like these furnitures, and she started pulling the stuffings out, man, it's Jake Hutt.
Mm.
You know? Like, man, that's how you
Yeah, that couch made with Jake's skin.
Yeah.
Jake hair, the cushion.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's the-
eating our people, chopping our rods off, putting them in pickle jars.
Yeah.
You people are freaks, man.
That just come from Jake not knowing nothing, though. Because that's the same thing as y'all bring out with the holidays, man. Jake just celebrating shit, they don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah.
the struggle for lack of
A lack of knowledge.
Juneteenth, man.
Juneteenth.
This
Oh
what you're
yeah.
supposed to explain to your children. We're gonna celebrate Juneteenth.
Oh,
You
man.
niggas, man. That's why, you know, call hello Yahweh Bashim Shai for returning us to this truth, our
Check the
heritage.
audio.
All right, you know, bringing us back into remembrance that we're a royal people. If it was up to you niggas, we'd be celebrating Juneteenth and Kwanzaa
All right.
for the next 400 years, man.
Yeah, it's Juneteenth, and by the way, it was Pride Month too.
Yeah, Juneteenth and Pride Month.
We're gonna get you.
Come on,
We're gonna get you next.
It was good though. I'm gonna check it again.
Okay. Go ahead. No, what's you? Oh no. Hold that. Hold that, Bob Gashah. You got who got the Joel? You got the Joel, right?
Joel.
Finish that out. Finish that out so we can get off that.
Joel 3.
Yeah.
And it says, into the house of him that swear falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So you're gonna be totally consumed. All right. Ultimately going into being eradicated. You know, but get your precept.
I'm gonna let him get that draw, then I got that precept back there.
What you got? What you holding?
Micah
Man, this deja vu, bro.
2,
That's crazy.
all the way to 3.
Like this happened.
Bro, I had a dream about this. Go ahead.
Con.
That's crazy. Like looking at you and telling him to get Joel 3.
Joel
That's crazy.
3.
I got you.
We must start at bro the top. 1.
Yeah.
Con. Yeah, Joel 3 and 1. It says, "For
Hey,
behold."
why you asking me, brother?
My bad. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem,
Mm-hmm.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Right. The Lord is it's gonna come a time and point where the Lord is gonna gather all of these nations into the valley of his judgment. Right? This word Jehoshaphat, it means Yahweh's Shaphat, man. All right, which means Yahweh's judgment. Over there in the land is same book, Joel 2 and 20, man. All right. You can hold that because we could jump to show, you know, the actual landmass where it's gonna take place. All right. It said, that he will plead with them now. Get that word plead for me,
Con.
Baba Kushah. You know, which I believe ultimately goes into meaning judge them.
Judge, yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lord is gonna sit there and judge you for the things that you have done to His people, man. You know, when He brings back again our captivity. You know, taking the shackles off of us, man. All right, you got it.
I'm right here. Con, this is
Bro, everybody got something perfect.
Lord, that's great.
You got
this
it?
is this that word plead in the Blue Letter Bible. It's H8199. It's Shapat.
Shapat.
Right? It says this is the outline of biblical usage. It says to judge, govern, vindicate, punish.
Keep going.
It says let me get to the point. It says to execute judgment, condemning and punishing. At theophanic advent for final judgment.
Yeah, so to act as an execute of judgment, man, to punish you, okay, for what you have done to His people and part of His land, man. You know, keep going in that Joel 3.
This is Joel 3:3. It says, and they have cast lots for my people and have given a ball for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
Right, they've cast lots. When you cast lots, you know, you had the dude up there, hey, such and such and such and such, you know, start talking fast. The bidder, you know, 1,000. Can I get 12,000? You know, doing that dumb shit, man. You know, actually bidding on Jake. Oh, that's a strong boy. You know, they used to have to, you know, you see it in the movie Django, have Jake. They're personal fighters, man. Take them upstairs and make Jake fight against each other to the death, man. You know?
And even breeding us, bro.
Yeah.
Like we animals.
Yeah.
To get the best, the most insane gene pool or whatever.
They're gonna take. I'm gonna take this dude. He 6'7", about 280 pounds. But you have this black you know, I don't know what they used to call a woman. Wenches, you know. You have her, she's 5'11", you know, 200 pounds, and she's very muscular. So we're gonna make them breed them together and see what we get. That's wicked, man.
And it's his mother though.
Yeah, it's his mother. That's where they get the term from. Motherfucker, man. You know? That's wicked, man. You make Jake pop their mother, have a child just to see how the child gonna come out. You know? That's wicked as hell, man. Keep going, bro. That was it?
I could read verse 4, but I had something to back you up too.
Yeah, read 4 for me.
Verse 4. It says, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head?
Right. So that recompense is going to return upon your own head, man. That same cup that we had to drink, right? The wickedness that you've committed against us, and that's just what we know, you know? I knew about them tying the rope with the two people and, you know, making the horses go, but I never knew that was the genes, man. Yeah. That's crazy, bro.
Imagine what we don't know.
Cracker Barrel, you know? But you know, that was a so-called trend, you know, when we was coming up, the Levi jeans, man. You know? That's crazy, bro. But you don't think that it's going to be a judgment for that?
Yep.
You thought that you was going to escape? Give me that in Psalms, man. That thou thought 50 and 21?
I got one right quick too, bro.
Go ahead, bring yours out. Y'all get your precepts out, bro. I know y'all been holding them.
This Nahum 1 and 3 to
We
back
still
you
gonna
up.
get that Edom.
It says, the Lord Yahweh is slow to anger
Crazy, bro.
and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord had his way in a whirlwind, and in a storm and the clouds are the dust of his feet. But the point was, and the Lord will not at all acquit the wicked. All right, when you go into that word acquit, it basically means like to throw out or to forget. Yeah. You know, like what Esau, Edom, and all these other nations done to us. right? The Lord will not acquit them. So they're going to have to receive their judgment for that. All right, there's no way out of it. It's not a lawyer in this world that could talk to that could mediate for these people, bro, to get them out of the judgment. The sentence is already set. You got it.
Yep. Who that was had something? You can go, then you can go, Y'all get y'all. Go ahead, what you was holding. Go ahead, Art.
This is Amos 1 and verse 11. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever."
Oh. Get on.
Yeah, so
back in
this is going into what? Esau, Edom, man.
Talk about,
the Edomites, how the Lord is not going to spare you, man. Okay? No mercy is going to be shown because you showed us no mercy, man. And we go into, the things we talk about, having to deal with slaves, us being slaves and different things like that. But ultimately, what you people wanted to do was exterminate us, man. So in like manner, the same thoughts, the same process, the same ideas that you had for us, man, is going to be done unto you, man. What you got?
Yep, go ahead.
This is Micah 2, in verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it.
Give me Proverbs 4:16.
Because it's in the power of their hand." And that's what we can see Esau doing now, man. All the stuff that he did to us back in the day, man. Before he would go to sleep, he would think about these things, and then he would act upon it. Reason why we got all these histories, all these receipts, and all these accounts of what he's done in our past lives.
Right, and until this day, they still have those secret meetings, Bilderberg groups, these private meetings. It's kind of on a public display now, but we still don't know what goes inside those meetings at Davos, Switzerland. All right, which means David, the city of David. And you go into the context of it, it's the highest point in Switzerland, man. So they're still doing this, devising iniquity and working evil upon their beds, man. These meetings go out all through the wee hours of the morning, right? You have these different reporters running up on, these different elite bankers trying to get information, and it's just like crickets, man. That's how they still doing that till this day, trying to figure out a way that we can furthermore suppress especially the Hebrew Israelite movement, all right? Chiefly here, starting with GMS, all right? But go ahead, bro.
Verse
you
2,
got more, right? Yeah.
Verse 2, it says, "And they covet fields, take them by violence, and houses, and they take them away.
Yep.
So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage."
Right, and that goes back to them making the other nations drink of that wine, right? Those philosophies and their democracy, man. Because you have to understand there's something called brother went into it a while back called economic hitmen, all right? Which is phased out in 3 different phases, right? First they, which is why brother say you never hear nothing about the C to the I to the A, man, right? They send in them, try to get them, to overthrow the government, right? To, cause a rebellion, right? If that don't work, they start to send in the assassins, right? The jackals, which is why you have these guys like Gaddafi, all right? Your boy over there, they just took him. Maduro, That's and I can keep naming them over the course of time, that these were the chiefly starting here in America. That's what these Americans have done across the planet Earth. Take these guys out. You had people going around the petrodollar. They say, "Hey man, you think you're gonna be able to do that like that?" No. They didn't want to get down with the program. They either got assassinated, Salaki, I didn't mean to say that on the camera, but they either got taken out, all right? And if that failed, that didn't happen, what happened? They just go and totally just wage a war on them, man. What you think happened in Iraq, all right? And now we're seeing what happened in Iran, man.
These people were previously allies of America.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden they just become supervillains.
Right. Yeah, man. If you don't know your boy, who they say claim responsibility for the the fake,
The attacks of 2001.
huh?
Big Ben.
Who?
I know
Yeah,
you said big.
Oh yeah, Big Ben. You know, that dude was working with the C to the I to the A, man. You know, he was literally an asset, right? And when I watched this show, it's called Homeland. I don't know if your brothers ever seen it, but it kind of reminds me of 24. Not on that same level, but you know, they going deep into how they be in these other countries, you know, dictating to these other foreign leaders, man, on how to police their people, right? How to make them follow, you know, different things. Oh, well, you have to do this or this is going to happen. And then boom, bombs go off, wars start, man, you know? But that's what they do. They devise iniquity upon their beds. And then they covered fields, right? What it said?
It says they cover fields and take them by violence.
Right. Then they go and take them by violence, man. And then next thing you know, keep going.
It says, and so they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
Right. So if they've done this to us, to these other nations, right? Who's the one claiming responsibility for that, man? You know? And that's what I wanted to say, a psychological operation on September 11th, man. 2001. That was a psychological operation. So they can pass the Patriot Act or the NDAA Act 1, 2, and 3, man. You know? So they can literally go and spy on the American people. You know? It's all just a facade. It's a circus, you know, that Esau Edom is playing, man. It's a crazy game he playing, you know? But when you start to tell people these things in real life, they're like, oh, man, you know, no, they ain't, you think they would do that? Yes, I do.
Yes, nigga.
You know?
Had a name called, well, I ain't gonna say it, the CT. That's what they used to call the people. They stopped calling them CTs. I ain't gonna say the names, y'all brothers get it. And now, you know, when you talk about other things, it's disinformation. I ain't gonna say the other word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a new word coming up with a new word. All these different words are taboo now. So.
Everything needs to be fact and checked.
Right.
About a liar.
Yeah, by a liar.
Information needs to be fact checked by the father of lies.
That's crazy.
Madness, man.
Go ahead. Yeah, finish that out.
This verse 3 in Micah 2, it says, therefore, thus said Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil.
Yeah. Against this family, man. Against you Edomites. All right? It's going to be a total annihilation of you. Because if we just going on the surface of all the atrocities that you committed against us, against even the other nations, man. They get in bed with you, and then you go and stab them in the back, man. You know? Treacherous. Go ahead with your precept, Art.
It's the fact what you were saying about, you know, Bilderberg Group and these various councils. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 64, starting at the top.
Yep.
Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Yep. That's a prayer that, you know, David prayed, right? But it's through the Spirit. That was for us to be hid from the secret counsels of the wicked, man. To show you that they actually do have these secret counsels. When you jump to Psalms 83, it tells you, oh, you got that? Come.
So Psalms 83 and 1, it says, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. It says they that hate thee. So the heathen hate the Most High. All right? You can't, our people really think that the so-called white man loves God.
It says that in Malachi 1 and I think 14. It says, the Lord's name is dreadful among the heathen.
It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Yeah. And that Psalms 83 has been achieved, man. You know, the name of Israel was totally cut off, you know, up until the Lord put the Spirit on, you know, starting with Abba Vivens, all right, and the rest of the, the apostles, elders, man, to bring us back into our remembrance, as it says in Malachi, man, all right, that book of remembrance being written,
Yeah,
but
people been in church their whole life and never heard the word Israelite before.
that's crazy.
Right.
Bro, the whole Bible is about the Israelites. You ask a Christian, Israelites.
Ain't this one of like the most mentioned word in the Bible?
Yes.
And you never hear. Come on, bro.
You would think it's Christian.
Yeah.
You would think Christian
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
word we've been always delivering.
Right.
Yeah, Christians have no idea who the Israelites are, no idea who the Edomites are. But you read in the book, the whole book is about the Israelites versus the Edomites. But nobody knows who they are.
The only thing they do in that, man, is tell jokes and talk about their life.
Yeah.
Man, they're trying to get that
When I was a
money.
little boy in
Freak on.
Mississippi, my daddy had a green Cadillac, and then Jesus, man, come on, man.
And then
Sweaty ass
jeez.
I used to hate that, man, because like, I used to come to church. I didn't really like it at first, but when I started listening to the stories, I'm like, man, I want to hear more of it. Then as soon as you get to the part where you hear more of the story, they
Close it, yeah.
And I'm like, man, I don't want to hear this.
Yeah, because all of the stories of the Bible completely conflict with Christianity.
Yeah.
All right, the life of King David, a so-called Christian and King David, they have nothing in common.
Right.
When you read about the house of David, it's like, this is the greatest story ever told. Then you go to church, it's just like, and the Lord, the Lord is my shepherd. And they just start lying, man. God loves everybody. What God loves everybody, man? The Lord flooded the earth and killed everybody but 8 people. But he loves everybody.
It's crazy, bro.
If you start to actually go into the scriptures, then you got to start to look around at everybody. Like everybody in here got to be questioning them because something ain't right. What y'all doing, man? It speaks about the scripture being a double-edged sword, man. Okay, so as soon as you start digging into it, and you actually start to get the understanding, man, you start to realize how fucked up you are as a person.
Yeah.
You stab yourself.
Then you repent. Once you repent, obviously you never go back to church again.
Obviously.
Demonic people, man. They despise the word of the Lord, man. Nobody hates the Bible more than the so-called Christian Negro. But it says, back in Psalms 83, it says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Yeah, that's that secret council. They've come together and said, all right, we're gonna run the world. That's what the elite said. We're gonna run the world. We're gonna give you the gas stations. We're gonna give you the shops. We're gonna give you this and you that. And in longest we all come together, all right, and make sure that they're at the bottom, we're gonna be all right. That's what they've done. And they've achieved it too. Want to say something?
And all of these heathen know who we are.
Yeah.
The top leaders, all right. Last year you had Vladimir Putin. He was like, well, look, these are the real images of the Christians. This is the real image of who the world calls Jesus.
Right.
On the other side of the world, they know who we are, man. Then they come over here, it's like, don't stay away from them Negroes. Don't, they're a bunch of thieves, they're a bunch of criminals.
Yeah.
We're the Lord's chosen people.
Yeah. I seen a clip of some Jakes that were in Vietnam during the Vietnam War, and you had a bunch of the Vietnam woman, talking shit to them because they were saying, nigga still, they were saying, stuff like that. And Jake was way more vibrant back then, they're so-called woke, but they understood, what was that, like the 70s, 60s?
Yeah,
Late 60s, early 70s, they understood, how can I say that? They had a more of understanding of who they were, And he was saying, how come we come out here to Vietnam and then we getting called nigga by a Vietnamese woman? Who put that in her head, man?
Where did the nations learn about Jake?
Yeah.
From the so-called white man.
Yep.
His whole thing is, let's make these people the face of criminality, even though you're the thief. You stole the Western Hemisphere.
Literally.
But Jamal, Derek, Tyrone, he's the thief.
Yeah.
You gotta see you stole the Western Hemisphere.
A whole side of the
That's
earth.
not
man.
a light statement,
Yeah.
bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro, from the top of Canada all the way down
South
the
America.
bottom of South America,
Yeah.
you just stole it all.
They stole that shit.
All right, if you come across a nation of people and they're speaking English, Spanish, or Portuguese, these are
Yep.
people robbing as well.
We
Yep.
conquered.
Yeah.
A lot of Edomites. So Edom.
Oh, that was it? Oh, you want to go back to the
A little
Psalms?
bit more,
Okay.
because the Lord names names.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, man, if you don't know, now you know. By name.
It says, "For they have consulted together with one consent; they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom."
First and foremost.
Straight off the back.
Yeah, right out the gate. Esau, Edom. It says the tabernacles of Edom, the so-called white man,
Mm-hmm.
the Ishmaelites, so-called Arabs.
Yep.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
We're not your fucking brother.
For real.
All right.
Hey, you know what I hate? When I go in the store and I go buy me a shirt or something, they hit me with Zam, brother. Bro, I can't say, brother. I look at Ishmael like this, and I just keep
happened to
moving
me
around.
today.
For real?
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
That just happened to me today. We went to the mall. That happened to me. I walked in there. That's what he said, bro.
Bro, when Ishmael do that shit, brother, I look at Ishmael with like the most austere face, and then I just turn around and say, I just need to get something, bro.
And you
Like,
notice how they starting to talk like us and everything.
Yeah.
Like it's becoming way more potent. Like they
Mhm.
using the same slang and dialogue that we use.
Ishmael got the ball fade like Jacob.
yeah,
Everything,
yeah.
bro. Everything.
Ishmael got tapers and shit, wearing J's, putting on clothes like Jake now.
Ishmael don't have no soul, man.
Yeah, he just musty.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
How you sell all them spices and incense and you musty?
yeah.
That's how you know you a heathen.
You
You selling incense and you stink.
Look what the
That's
NFL.
right, bro.
Well, I don't know if I can say their name, but the football league did. They took a Jake haircut and called it a Travis Kelsey. A regular taper fade. I said, what is this? Oh, that's the Travis Kelsey. No, it's not. That was, so he's showing you Negroes can't have anything, man.
But he
They can't have
He a
nothing.
Jake too.
I don't know, brother.
I think he a Jake, bro.
No, that boy Jake.
I don't know, bro.
Don't let the white girl fool. You gotta see him before then.
You seen his brother out? That might be a fucking Edomite. Man. I don't know about. They got the same father, brother. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it says the tabernacles of Edom, so-called white man, the Ishmaelites, so-called Arabs. And another thing, I love making this point because it's a whole nation of people named Muhammad.
Yeah.
Bro, the Lord just made a bunch of Arabs. Like, there's no sauce, there's no special Arab. How you got millions of people and not one of y'all is special?
For real.
Bro, even Moabites have Jackie Chan. Like,
Yeah.
there's like, you could probably find a special Moabite. Like, there's no special Ishmaelites. None of y'all are cool. None of y'all are influential. None of y'all are just a bunch of nobodies, man. That's why the scriptures, Hagar just.
Yeah, the Hagarenes.
It says, of Moab, so-called Chinese people, all right, gooks, you just walk around. You just got a blank, weirdo smile. These are the people ruling over us, man.
And destroying your groin.
And destroying your groin, man.
Yeah, you taking a log and smashing your privy members. Why? Why would you slam a log into your crotch?
Bro, why?
You might need that. Like,
They don't do it.
come on, bro, yeah. Just bugged out, man. And it says the Hagarenes, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's an insult.
Everybody in the Bible is named after their forefathers. The Lord called y'all Hagarenes from Hagar, man. So-called Africans, man. Hagar was an Egyptian. So you niggas don't even. You're referred to as Hagar. Bro, imagine somebody calling you a Rebecca Reem. Like,
Bro, that's crazy.
being called by your mother. Like, that's
Mad
wild.
disrespectful.
That's wild.
That's fighting words.
Fighting where you a Hagarene.
And it's written in the scriptures.
Yeah.
So take that up with the Lord.
Yeah. It says Gebal and Ammon and Amalek. So Amalek is the head tribe of Edom. So you're mentioned again. You Amalekites, you have a lot to pay for, man.
Yeah, Amalek was the first of the nations. You know, when we was coming out of Egypt, who was the first one there? Amalek, man. You know? Go ahead, Ak. You want to jump back to 64?
It says, back in Psalm 64 and 2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. Now we know what that secret counsel
Psalms
is.
51?
Right? The heads and kings of various heathen nations. It says, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows,
Give me
even
Psalms
bitter
50
words,
and 21.
that they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
You can break it down, Ak.
Yeah, so it says who wet their tongue as a sword. When you wet something, you sharpen it. That's not wet like, with water. It's W-H-E-T. They wet their tongue like a sword, man. They actually
50
practice how to come up with
16.
different ways to deceive people. But I'm using
50 and
this word instead of that
16.
word, even though I mean this word. They started something called newspeak. Yeah, they just find new ways to lie.
They got a thing called double speak.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I forgot what it's called, but it's like you tell them something, but you lying in the sense of telling them. Like you try to give them the truth, but it's a lie.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Even when Esau tell the truth, he's still
He's still lying.
yeah, like the big people they call themselves big boned. You just
Yeah.
No, you fat, nigga.
Right.
You ain't big boned, go to the gym.
Yeah, if you stay in a caloric deficit, you're gonna magically find out that you're actually not big bone, you're just fat. All right? Your bones aren't gonna shrink. Your fat is gonna shrink. But anyway, that's the world that Esau's created, where people can hide behind words. People could look at something, and they had in that book 1984.
Yeah,
When
George
you start describing things a certain way, you could just create your own reality.
That's crazy.
All right, yeah, we're gonna have a Department of Defense. The Department of Defense goes around killing people. It has nothing to do with defense. It's all offense. All right. Department of Education. You make people dumb.
Yeah.
All right, intentionally.
That's why in a movie, Marvel, I can't remember exactly which one it was, when it was coming out, when Hydra was coming out with these big old spaceships, and so-called Captain America got wind of it, and they showed it to him, and it was like, this is the new age, this is what we're
Get
gonna
outta here.
govern the people by. He was like, this isn't freedom, this is fear, man.
No way.
You know what I'm saying? The control of the people,
That's crazy. Dude, you have more? That was it. Kai, give me that Psalms 51. Then we're gonna get that. And then we're gonna get that Proverbs.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 50, and verse 16. It says, but unto the wicked, Salaki. But unto the wicked, God said, what hast thou do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
So unto the wicked, unto you Edomites, man, what hast thou done to declare my statutes? Right? Because you just think that the Lord is just he on our side, man. What have you done that's actually righteous? That's actually written in the scriptures, man. Nothing. Go ahead.
Verse 17.
Yeah, that's a beautiful point you made just at the end there, because these people have their own definition of righteous.
Yeah.
They'll say, oh, look, we gave to this charity, we did this. No, what, as the brother said, what have you done righteous according to the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
All right, what does the Bible say you're supposed to do as a recompense for your wrongdoing? What does the Bible say you're supposed to do? How does the Bible say you're supposed to set up a righteous kingdom? All right, hence, it's not democracy. All right, the Lord's not dealing with democracy. All right, the Lord is dealing with a monarchy, the house of David, all right, and a priesthood, theocracy, the Most High ruling on the earth.
Yep.
But these people set up democracies that, look, we're all about freedom, we're giving people freedom. How are you free when you're forced to pay 60% of your wages to pedophiles?
Yeah.
What's free about that? I can't say, you know what, I don't want to pay my taxes to these people over here. Well, you're gonna go to prison.
You're gonna go to jail.
So how are you free?
And you don't own nothing, man.
You don't own yourself.
Literally, you don't own yourself. You don't own your children. If you got a birth certificate, if you got a social security card, but Jake think, oh, I could do anything I want though. But
because you could be wicked.
Yeah.
People in this society equate freedom with liberty to be wicked.
Yep.
All right. As long as I can eat whatever I want to eat,
Yeah.
I can pop whoever I want to pop, then I'm free. But you're not free to even rule over your own household.
Mm-hmm.
Your woman and your children can go to the so-called white man and get you locked up.
Yeah.
How are you free when you're not sovereign over your own family?
Yeah.
That's madness.
You can have a woman pop up at your door, ring the doorbell, and say, hey, such and such and such and such happened, and we need to take your children from you.
Yeah.
Just and just random. Nothing could have happened, but they'll just pop up and say, hey, we need to get your children out of here. You know?
Your woman could take your children.
Yeah.
Go to Esau and be like, look,
Give me
I got
Isaiah
the
10 and
kids.
1.
I want 20% of his paycheck.
Mhm.
While I suck and fuck this other dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have him pay child support while I'm sleeping with another man in his house. Who creates a society like this? The so-called white man,
The wicked, man.
right? The wicked.
The wicked. There's nobody else that's gonna do that but the wicked, man. Give me that real quick, the Isaiah 10.
This is Isaiah 10 and verse 1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
Right, and all of these different, like the brother was going into, these different departments, these different agencies that you set up, it's all been through what? Unrighteous decrees, man. All right? To have a man actually have his family just totally taken away from him for no reason. Then you put the woman against the man to take the man out of the house, man. You know? Who sits there and think about it? Give me the Proverbs 4 real quick to back up the Micah 2, because you just can't, like I said before, this devil, he's just like you ever seen a show with a crack addict, man? All right? And how they just gotta find some way to get the crack, and they gonna do anything for it. That's how this devil is with wickedness, man. It's calling me. He in the bed shaking, you know, having nightmares because he ain't read the scripture, bro.
This is Proverbs 4 and verse 16. It says, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief.
They sleep, they can't, bro, they sleep broke. I had a terrible week this week with fucking sleep, man. I probably got 12 hours of sleep in 4 days. But that's what these devils do every day until they can find some way, somehow, for Jake to fall, man. You know? They up 2, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and then once they finally figure it out, they write it all down, they put in the action, and then they just sleep like a goddamn baby, man. You know? But go ahead.
I was gonna say that brother brought out, you know, the whetting of the sword, you know, which basically, you know, kind of basically goes into affliction. They're already afflicting the people and oppressing them, but they whetting the sword to further afflict them and further oppress them.
Get it?
Cause more injury, more hurt, and more pain to a nation, man.
You know, I know,
Hey, I had it earlier.
Yeah, I know. I know if anybody don't get it, you gonna get it.
Yes.
Go ahead, bro.
And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
Right, so they can't sleep unless they cause something to fall. Like I said, this devil, he's just an addict for wickedness, man. You know? Some people can't live without pills. Some people can't live, you know, you might have come across a sex addict, man. But this dude, he's an addict for wickedness. That's crazy. Yep. Who can make straight with the Most High made crooked? We clearly see that the Lord had made Esau, Edom crooked as hell, man. You know? And I go back to that Isaiah 10. Oh, what you got something?
Yeah, I got something.
Go ahead, bring it out real
This
fast.
is Proverbs 16 and 4. It says, Yahweh has made all things for himself.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Most High.
And who are the ones that's proud, that's puffed up with pride? You can't, they walking around, them small ass lips, you know, that goofy ass baseball cap on, with their damn toes out, with the flip flops, with the thing in the middle, man. You know, just proud, right? Go ahead.
It says, though hand join in hand, he should not be unpunished.
Yeah, you ain't gonna go unpunished, man. You know, that was it. Go back to that real fast. Did you say that?
Isaiah 10 and 1, it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Keep going.
To turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people.
Right, to take away the right from the poor of my people, man. And all of these laws, these things that have been put into action was all for what? To take away from the poor of us, man. All right? When you had the Israelite man, you know, and that wasn't long ago, about, you know, what, maybe 70 years ago, right? Not even that far. Before the whole 80s thing popped off, you know? You had Jake in his natural state, go to work, come home. You know, you had a house full of children, the woman in the house cooking, cleaning. She wasn't going to work. She was in subjection. And Esau was like, oh, no, nah, that we can't have that. We have to find a way to separate put the man against the woman. Take the children from the man, put them on child support, right? So that they'll be nourished from us, all right, in our aid and not need the man to divide the house, man. You know, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I watched a video with an Edomite woman claiming that you black people, or so-called black people, complain about everything. That's all you do is complain about everything, and America's giving you everything, right? We giving you SNAP, we giving you Section 8.
When they're the ones that's on it. Jake, real quick, Jake go apply for some Section 8 and some food stamps. Man, that denial is never gonna come back, you know, faster than a paycheck come back, man. The next day, in the mail too. You know? Go ahead.
But her speech was as if it was made for us. It wasn't made for us. It was made for you. You know, and at that point, you just click off the video because it's like, man, just drop the nukes, man.
Brother said, drop the nukes.
The Edomites have a lot of pride, man.
Yeah.
First of all so-called white people do is complain.
Yeah.
All day, every day. If they're not complaining about immigrants, they're complaining about Jewish people. Which is them. If they're not complaining about the so-called Jews, they're complaining about us. All right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They complain daily, but then they'll say, oh, all black people do is complain.
All right.
What are you talking about, man? Like, we don't have a reason to complain.
And exactly, bro.
Yeah, they complaining, and we done came from slavery with 400. Come on, bro. What y'all have to complain about?
They've
we
literally
behind 8 ball, right?
The only thing they should be complaining about is how we're outdoing them in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, having a head start.
Had a 400-year head start, and y'all still stand across the street from us, man.
Yeah. Bro, if we had a 400-year head start, we wouldn't live nowhere near Edomites, man.
Right.
Bro, we would have our own, you know,
everything,
man.
We had our own everything.
Yeah.
All right. When you look at from 1865 up to the 1920s, Jake built schools, hospitals all over America. All right. We didn't have a problem with segregation.
Yeah.
Segregation was a problem for these small hats, man.
Yep.
So they set up Bayard Rustin, the damn sodomite, and Michael King, who later became Martin Luther King, to infiltrate what we had going on. And then next thing you know, you Edomites are now living next to Jake, man.
Yeah.
We don't want to live next to you people, man. What is the value of an Edomite?
Funk ass, man.
They don't want to live next to us, but they can't be away from us all at the same time.
They can't live without Jake.
They can't live without Jake. A damn cancer, man. Oh, slack it. Right.
Parasite.
And that's crazy you said that, because when I was on my woke agenda in the world, I had a argument with a friend of mine about that, on how segregation was nothing but to get us integrated with the whites.
Yeah.
It wasn't for us to be integrated, you know, oh, we want to be it. No, it was a mind fuck, another psychological operation, because we had our own everything, right? The brother put a lesson in there. Well, it wasn't a lesson, but it was a breakdown. I don't know if that was you or Kaya. One of y'all put it in there about how when inner segregation was ended, how they started putting away all of these, you know, black-owned grocery stores, you know, and taking that over and putting a McDonald's right there, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
You remember that? Yeah, you know? And it's crazy when you actually come to the realization that during segregation, it was to our benefit. They didn't make money off of us, you know, the money stayed in the community, right? Now we know, you gotta understand that. You understand the Lord ain't, you know, that ain't the kingdom, all right? But it still showed that we were starving on our own, man. And they still had a 400-year head start, you know? Which is why you have things like the Tulsa Massacre, Black Wall Street, all these different things just totally being annihilated. Rosewood, you know? Because they couldn't stand that we were thriving on our own.
Yeah, when Jake came out of slavery, We had all the agricultural tools, we had the
Mhm.
skills, we knew how to till the land, we knew how to build houses, we understood plumbing, electricity.
Yep.
Now all of these people are on the market competing with a bunch of inbred rednecks, man.
Yeah.
And they were angry about that. So they would just come up with a reason, oh, you looked at a white woman, let's burn their house down. Bunch of maniacs, man. You
That's
don't have to
wicked,
pay for
bro.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and the thing called Without Sanctuary.
Oh, brother, let's leave that there. That whole book, bro. Go ahead, Art.
Devils have a lot to pay for, man.
Yeah.
And you are gonna pay.
Whether you like it or not, man. You know? You want to make a point,
Make a
Art?
point, yeah. The Lord so cold with it. He had a Jake and an Eve that's basically survived the Tulsa, Oklahoma thing or whatever, right? The burning down. And every year or every so often, they'll go to court and still try to fight for justice. You know, but to show you that we'll never actually get the justice. But the Lord is using them to show. And these people are old, man. It was like 100 and 101.
Mhm. I seen that.
It was crazy, man.
Yeah. That go to show you that this not our rest, man. You know, this not the place where we gonna live and enjoy life, man. Cause this living, it ain't it, man. You know, you was done with that. Read that last little bit in Isaiah 10.
Yeah, come. It says that widows may be their prey, that they may rob the fatherless.
Yeah. So that widows, all right, meaning a woman without a man, may be the prey, all right, and that they may rob the who? The fatherless, man, the children, all right. Because when you take the man out of the home, who suffers the most? The children, man. You know, that's why it's a statistic out there that shows when children are raised by their fathers versus their mothers, they're, I think it's like 75 or 80% more successful in life when they're raised by their fathers, man. You know, but let Jake tell it, I need my mom, you know. I need my mama this, my mama that, my mama this.
Mama was my dad.
One of those operations you're speaking of is in the Willie Lynch letter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. But that was it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This
You
is,
holding something, right?
this is Mark 3:27.
Oh, we got to get that next.
It says,
Psalms 50. Yeah.
and that's not the the context of this precept, but it can be applied to what we're talking about. Mark 3:27. It says, "No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house." And that has happened to the men of the nation of Israel, right? The so-called black people, man. Well, Israelites in general, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, this devil has bonded us by the unrighteous decrees. All right, we're in captivity, and everything that comes under the umbrella of being under captivity under this devil. Right? He's stripped us from our homes. I stripped all the power away from us. All right, and then the women is basically his now. Yeah. All right, and then the children, because the children is just they left with the women. It's just a part of
it's a casualty.
Yeah, a part of the casualty, right? So yeah, they binded the men, and then the women and the children, and it's basically free now. It's them, so they can indoctrinate, they can send you to school. You're gonna get this education, our education. What we say you need to learn, to be the best slave you can be. And then our women is basically their women now.
Yep.
You got it.
Yeah, man. Let's get finish that out.
That's Psalms 50 and verse 17. It says, seeing thou hatest instruction.
You hate the scriptures, man. You hate the law, statutes, and commandments. When have you ever abided by them? When you was in the caves, man, hey, man, Jake had to teach you how to wash your ass. You know? Where do all the diseases come from? It start with you, man. You know? Go ahead.
It says, and castest my word behind thee.
You see? Go ahead.
When thou sawest a thief, then thou consented with him, and has been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thine own mother's son.
Right, and who is that talking about? Who is Esau's brother, man? Jacob, right? And who's the patriarch of who? The 12 tribes, man. All right, until this day, you still slanderous us, man. You know, like the brother said, you categorize us, you accuse us of being this, that, and the third, being hoodlums, right? But how did we get into that? Because of you, man. You know? But go ahead.
Verse 21, it says, these things hast thou done, and I kept silent.
Mm-hmm. So all of the atrocities that you've committed over the time periods, all right, of our different captivities, all right, and ultimately us going into your captivity, right here in America, right, the Lord ain't never judged you for it, you know? But just hold on, keep going.
It says, thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself.
Right, so you got so big-headed, you got so proud that you was like, wait a minute, I ain't done nothing yet. Or maybe the Lord with me, you know? Maybe the Lord want me to do this. And you've what? Got carried away, you know? You've got totally carried away, man. Want to say something? Oh, you still got that, yep, go ahead, finish it up. Come.
It says, thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes.
Right, and you're seeing us being set in order before your eyes now, man. All right? And you're being reproved by us, man. You know? But all of the atrocities and the things that you've done, you're going to have to answer for that, you know? Even if you think in your little pea-brain mind that you don't, man. All right? Now bring that out real quick.
This is book of Zechariah 1 and 15. It says, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease.
Right, and every time we talk about the heathen, we know who's at the top of that, all right? We know who's A1A, all right? Esau Edom, all right? He is very sore displeased with the heathen, but that's starting with who? You, man. Go ahead.
For I was but a little displeased.
Just a little. We went off, the Lord chastised us, you know? Prophecy had to be fulfilled, but you did what, man? You took it into your own hands and just made everything 10 times worse for us, you know? Go ahead.
And they helped forward the affliction.
They helped forward the affliction. You made it 10 times worse, you know? There's a judgment that's written for that. And you're going to pay for it too, you know? But go ahead with yours.
This is Ezekiel 35 and 5.
That's it.
It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the
You
sword,
still got that
in
Obadiah?
the time of their calamity, in the time of their iniquity had an end.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, as I live, said Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Yep. You say something on it, bro.
God, man, and you know, as we've been going into, man, Esau got nothing but receipts, accounts, records, history, all these things from the blood that he had shed, committed, you know, all that. He's gonna pay for that, man. Since he wasn't afraid of that blood or the things that he done, it's gonna be counted onto him, you know, and we're gonna do double of what he had done unto us.
About to get numbers. Go ahead with yours.
What that was, Ezekiel 35?
Mm-hmm.
Ezekiel 25, verse 12. Thus says Lord God, because Edom had dealt with the house of Judah by taking vengeance and had greatly offended and revenged itself upon them. Therefore, thus says the Lord God, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom and will cut off man from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of the Dan shall fall by the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom, and by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do unto Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know vengeance, says the Lord God. And I brought that out to back you up how the Lord gonna use Israel to take his vengeance upon Edom for everything they've done upon us. So when the scripture says double unto them, hey, we're gonna do double evil unto you that you done on us.
Yep. That's why I tell you in Psalms and say in the Lord's hand there's a cup. You know, if you pair that with the Jeremiah 49, hey man, they gonna bring them dregs out and drink them,
I
man.
was in there.
You know.
I'm gonna say real quick that notice the scripture says, "My vengeance,
Yeah.
right? My fury." The Most High Spirit is gonna be on us because we're not mad enough, man. Like brother said earlier, we don't even know the full extent of this devil's deeds. We just know certain things, but the Most High knows everything he's done to his people. So he's gonna have to put his fury upon us. We're gonna execute the vengeance.
But imagine that though, because we do have some things that we know,
Yeah.
and to us that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that is far out things. So imagine the things in which the Lord is hiding from us, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, if we knew exactly what we were eating and drinking every day, we'd lose it. We wouldn't even be able to come out here and prophesy.
Yeah.
We'd just go on a spree. All right? So the Most High has to keep certain things from us until the allotted time.
Yep. Yeah, bro. If we knew the fullness of the extent of everything, and the riding king rides that'd be looking like a walk in the park. And I'm talking about for all Jakes, not just us. You know, talking about the 2/3 too. If they understood, you know, the things how they were being just totally played. You know.
Yeah, if we knew everything, but we would probably bug out. Right?
Yeah, of course.
We probably would.
No, we
be
wouldn't
able to-
bug out. We would crash out.
Yeah.
We would boat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but for it to mention that they sins have reached the heavens, brother,
Yeah.
like that's a whole nother. Like nobody has done that. You got it.
Yep. That was it. You got the Jeremiah 49? Oh, you had a precept you want to bring out? Go ahead, bro.
This is just to back that brother up real quick. This is Jeremiah 51:19. It says, "The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name." And it says, "Thou art my battle axe
146.
and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms." Right, so just backing up that brother in the Ezekiel, was that 35:12? Yeah, you know, going into how the Lord's going to use the Israelites, right, chiefly the elect of the nation of Israel to, you know, to break you heathen, man, completely. You know, the scriptures tell you in Revelation, the 2nd chapter, it's like basically a pot that's broken into shivers, man. And that's nothing but ancient talk for how bad it's going to be. Turn your ass into powder.
Yeah, when we have the exousia, man. All right. When you understand that the righteous theocracy is set up, right, you're going to know that we have the exousia, man. I expect nothing less, brother.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 25. In red letters, it says, "But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come." What do we have? We have the name of the Lord.
Yep.
We have the will of the Lord, the true intent. We have our heritage back, the law, statutes, and commandments, our identity. And most importantly, we have faith in Yahweh Shai. So hold that until he comes. It says, "And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations." And this that word power, as the brother said, is exousia. The exousia says the power of choice, the liberty of doing as one pleases, physical and mental power, the ability or strength which one is endued, which he either possesses or exercises, the power of authority, influence, and of right, privilege, the power of rule or government, the power of him whose will and commands must be submitted to by others and obeyed. That's dominion, man.
Yeah.
The Lord is coming back to give us exousia, man. It says authority over mankind.
It's a head buzzing.
Yeah. Authority to manage domestic affairs. A thing subject to authority or rule. It says a ruler, a human magistrate, a leading and more powerful among created beings, superior to man. Spiritual potentates. It says a sign of regal authority, a crown.
Come on, man.
That's all the same word. Exousia, man.
Spiritual what?
And it covers everything.
Right.
It left no stone unturned. So when you think about the power that we're going to have, oh, yeah, we're going to rule in the kingdom. No, we're going to have power over everything, man. The animals, the insects, the birds, the people, right? It even mentioned the governing part, domestic affairs, right? Making decisions, pointing fingers, man. You know?
Snapping fingers.
Hey. You know? All you heathen gonna be treated like dogs, man, like the dogs that you should be treated like, you know?
Yeah, heathen is just an animal that can talk.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have a fear of the Lord. Y'all don't have all of the operations that make someone fully man.
Yeah.
The heathen are just governed by their senses. Okay, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna eat bat wings.
Yeah.
What? Oh, man, I'm burning. I'm gonna pop something. I'm gonna pop a kid, an animal. They're creatures, man. They're not meant. They don't have. They're beasts.
Yeah.
All right. That's why King David said, you know, when I wasn't keeping the commandments, I was as a beast.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Because if you'll pop a man's wife, you'll do anything, man.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why adultery and sodomy are always mentioned together. Because it's a slippery slope. You you eating out a woman that just dealt with her husband. That's faggotry, man. It is what it is.
It is. It is, bro.
That's off. This nigga leave and go to work. You creeping in the window. She still got another man DNA. Like then you, man, that's off, man. But Jake takes that and
bring that out.
They sing about it. Every R&B song is about dealing with another man's woman, man.
Yeah. That's and Jake glorified that though.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. That was it in the word.
Okay.
Yeah, bring that out real quick.
It's the word beast in the online etymology. It says one of the lower animals. It says
Just jump to the point.
brutish. It says or stupid man.
Right. So a beast is a brutish or a stupid man. One who doesn't have the spirit of Yahweh Shai, man. You know, they wasn't, and like the brother said, they wasn't given that. You know, they just have the natural five senses: hear, see, taste, smell, and they can, you know, they have the interpretation of understanding words, you know, and talking, you know, back and forth. But other than that, that's it, man. And touch, forgot about that one. You know, but they're missing that seventh one, man. You know, go ahead. Go ahead, my brother.
Sirach 17:5. They received the use of the five operations of the Lord, and in the sixth place he imparted them under Salakia. And in the sixth place he imparted them understanding. And the seventh speech, an interpreter of the conjurations thereof. Now they have understanding to understand what's going on, right? You can speak, you can have a conversation, you can know what's going on in your day-to-day life, all right? But they don't have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures or the laws. They don't have the law, statutes, and commandments, right? And if you don't have law, statutes, and commandments, you're not really governed by anything, right? And if you're not governed by anything, you're an animal.
Yeah, you're an animal, man.
And the main thing they don't understand is the truth of the scriptures, because if they understood the scriptures, they would know, okay, these are the Israelites. This is what happens when you touch the Israelites.
Yeah.
There's no way they would do that if they had understanding.
Yeah. They would have never done it.
Yeah.
To even conspire Esau, they was like, oh no, we're not getting in that.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting into?
You got any idea who those people are?
Yeah.
What happened? Man, fuck no.
But like y'all going into with the animals. The animals do certain things and not know what's going on until they get themselves in a fucked up position.
Yeah, until they get their ass beat. You know, hey man, you if you ever train a dog, you know, until the point to where they actually understand and know what they're doing right and wrong, they still have the understanding of, oh, I'm not supposed to do this, but it's still a dog though.
So you know, do it.
Yeah. But even with, look, let's just say a lion, right, try to go and attack an elephant. Bro, once the elephant step on him, you're gonna be like, man, I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
Come on, man, you're going against a damn elephant, bro.
Yeah, animals need consequences.
Yeah.
They don't have a cogitation to know, okay, this is morally wrong.
Yeah.
I need something physical, like this physically deters me from doing this, so
Yeah.
I shouldn't do it.
Yep.
Without pleasure and pain, they don't,
Yeah.
they're not governed by nothing. If you're a man and you governed by pleasure and pain, you just an animal, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this because it feels good.
You're a talking animal.
What you got?
First Corinthians
I don't
2
do this 'cause it
and
hurt. Like,
6
come
to
on.
8.
What about because it's not right?
Exactly.
It's off. Like, what we doing?
Everybody give me 2 Peter 2 and 12. But get that word, cogitation. You want to see them? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this the word cogitation in the online etymology. It says thought, idea, notion, that which is thought out, active thinking.
Yeah, I believe the root word is cog. That's why, like, when you're thinking, they refer to it as a cog, like the gears in your head are moving.
Yeah,
Mhm.
God, damn, that's crazy.
Pretty much a deep thought. We're able to go into a deeper thought than.
Yeah, this that word cogitative, having a power of thinking or meditating.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, having the power to think or meditate. When you're doing that, right, you're reflecting. Animals don't sit there like, man, I should be doing this. They just sitting there looking at you, you know?
I need to be a better lion.
Yeah, yeah.
How can I be a better lion? Come on, bro.
What's the meaning of life?
Come on.
Why am I here? Animals not thinking about that, man. They don't have no purpose, you know? But give me that 2 Peter.
This is Second Peter 2 and verse 12. It says, but these as natural brute
Oh, that's the
beasts.
spirit. You got a heathen
Bro, come on,
walking
bro.
dogs, man. You got a beast walking
A beast walking a beast, man.
Two-legged beast.
It
You can
says-
start at 10. Start up a little bit at 10. Yeah.
This is 2 Peter 2 and verse 10. It says, but chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanness and despise government, presumptuous are they.
Mm-hmm.
Self-willed, they are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. Whereas angels, which are greater in power and might, bring not railing accusations against them before Yahweh. But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things they understand not.
Right. These as natural brute beasts, man. And their only purpose is to do what? To be taken and destroyed, man. Why? Because their minds are governed by what? Pleasure and pain. All right, like the brother said. That's them walking after the lasciviousness, all right, after the lusting, walking after the lust of the flesh, just doing whatever is pleasing to them. You know? They are what? Natural brute beasts, man. You know, go ahead.
Bro, because that's crazy that you mentioned that with the beast walking the beast thing. Okay, because as you just saw, right, the dog just stopped, just wherever he felt like it, right, and just pee right there. But earlier, the same situation happened with an Edomite dude.
Right.
He just stopped right there in the middle of everything and let his seed just right there, bro.
Yeah.
While everybody watching, but they have the same mind, bro.
Yeah.
They beasts. They all beasts.
Yeah.
But you got it.
Two dogs
Come on.
listen at the same spot.
Yeah, that's crazy. I just thought about that. They're right in the same spot. Yep, you can finish it.
And it says, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption.
Oh, you missed the part. The other comma. The understand not up there. Like upper line.
I'm gonna just read it again. It says,
Come.
but these as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things they understand not.
Right. They speak evil of the things that they don't understand. You know, oh, why are they doing that over there with that Bible? What is that? You know, they don't understand it, man. You know, and that goes for 2/3 of our people too. You know, they natural brute beasts. Hey, man, these niggas with no understanding is worse than the damn heathen, man. You know, they take the deeds of the wicked, like I said, they surpass the deeds of the wicked. Hey, man, Jake put that shit on a whole nother level. You know?
Our people make everything look cool.
Mm-hmm.
So the same way we make righteousness a fad, a trend on the earth, 2/3 make wickedness look cool, man.
Yeah.
That's hip hop culture, black culture. Just taking abominations. Jacob seasoned it in a way like, bro, it's the pig intestines. You gonna make pig intestines taste good? Like that's wicked.
Crazy, brother. What's the meaning? What's the meaning of that? to like take pig intestines and season them, brother. Pig feet,
Chitlins.
man. Pig lip, can't forget that one. And the fucking jaw, man.
Yeah, those are sea roaches, man. But Jake seasoned it and make it taste like something that wicked, man.
And sucking all the damn juice out of it, man.
And the
The,
turd in
the
the
shit,
middle, yeah.
you know?
Then it's like a thing, you know, down here. You gotta eat that if you're from here.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I was just at work the other day, and it's an Edomite. She asked me, "Do I want crawfish?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't eat that." She's like, "You from here?"
From here, yeah.
I'm
Bro.
like, yeah. She's like,
Yeah, you gotta
You gotta
crawfish.
eat.
You gotta eat crawfish
No,
and jambalaya if you're from
bro, I
New York.
returned the question. I said, "So because I'm from here, I gotta eat that?" Yes.
Just say you're allergic. That's what I'm getting past that.
Bro, that's everything make me sick. If I say I'm gonna eat it, I'm sick. I get sick from it.
There you go.
Come on.
Yo,
These people not gonna stop, man. The Lord has to come back. They're not gonna. You could show them, which you shouldn't do this, but you could show them in the Bible. Hey, look, we're not supposed to. According to the Bible, they don't care. These people don't care about the Lord. They don't care about the Bible.
They gonna talk to your grandma.
Yeah, that's a.
keep going through 15.
Tell them that.
You right though, bro. We ain't from here.
We ain't from here, man.
Gone. Yeah, we from Jerusalem. And really, we from above, man. We from the Shemaims, all right?
Yeah.
And it says, and they shall perish in their own corruption, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they counted pleasure to ride in the daytime, spots their
See what they
blemish,
say in the NLT.
sporting
That riding in the
themselves
daytime.
with their own
2 Peter
deceiving,
2 and
while they feast
13.
wickedly, having eyes full of adultery, and they cannot cease from sin.
Whoa, hold up, brother. Hold up. It said they having eyes full of adultery. Who have eyes full of adultery? Who were we just talking about? Jake. Now we understand the Edomites, they don't have no desire, for women, But who have the eyes full of adultery and that cannot cease from sin? That's Jake, man. It's a sport. I'ma outdo you in sinning. Jake competitive. Hey, who gonna sin the most today? Jake could do some shit like that.
That's why they use Jake though.
Yeah,
Cause
yeah.
it ain't gonna do nothing but lead our people to keep come on, bro.
I got a quick
They
one.
love indulge in evil pleasures.
Go ahead, I'm all right.
Just real quick. Just the gospel according to St. John, chapter 8, verse 23. And he said unto them, Ye are from
You know,
beneath,
read that after
I
you
am from
finish.
above. Ye are of this world, I am not of this world. Yeah, like the brother said, we're not from the world. We from above. All right? Just like our big brother Yahweh Shai. Those spirits, Lord willing, we'll have that number. We were created before this earth was even made, man.
Yeah.
The world that the reality these people live in, we're not from their world.
Yeah.
From the world of righteousness and truth.
Yep. But finish it all out.
It says, having eyes full of adultery, that they cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls, and heart they have exercised with covetous practices, cursed children,
Mhm.
which have forsaken the right way and are gone astray, following the way of Balaam,
That's a crazy word.
the son of Bozrah, who loved the wages of unrighteousness.
Right. So you not just doing nothing but following idols. All right. Hey man, whatever Esau has put out there for you to do, you take it and you run with it, man. Right? And so does he, because he's the patriarch of the wickedness, man. But get that in the NLT, you feel me?
Patriarch. Wickedness is crazy.
Yeah, bro. He the patriarch of it, man.
Progenitor.
The progenitor of wickedness, man.
Kind of 2 Peter 2, and I start at 13. Verse 13 in the NLT. Their destruction is their reward for the harm they have done. They love to indulge in evil pleasures in broad daylight.
Evil pleasures in broad day. Boy.
No, I was gonna say that
Oh.
was an evil pleasure
was an evil
in broad
pleasure,
daylight, bro.
yeah.
Literally in broad daylight. That was evil to do that right there, bro.
Mm-hmm. But
Come
just
on,
like the
man.
elder like to go into, the highest points in these buildings, man. When we was downtown, we'd be at the spot on Canal and Carondelet. When you used to look to the left, you saw what was a penis, man. You know, in the highest point in the room, you can see all the damn windows open, and God knows what the hell they was doing in there. You know, but go ahead.
It says,
It wasn't righteous.
Of course not.
They weren't doing this, so I mean, you gotta imagine it was wickedness.
it says they love to indulge in evil pleasures in broad daylight.
And we still talking about the natural brute beast. All right, this is who this describing. All right, you people that have no understanding. You know, go ahead.
They are a disgrace and a stain among you. They delight in the deception.
Which is why they said they're a disgrace and a disdain among you. Which is why when we not with the brothers and, you know, we out here, we looking at people crazy. Hey, man, we looking at people crazy, you know? Hey, this brother right here, he got it, you know? With the faces, man, with that look. Hey, man, we making that face all day, you know? Yeah.
What they talk about and the way they behave, how they conduct themselves, because it's wicked.
Yep. Come on, go ahead.
It says they delight in deception, even as they eat with you and your fellowship meals. They commit adultery with their eyes, and their desire for sin is never satisfied.
So their desire for sin is never satisfied. They ain't never trying to say and understand the law, statutes, and commandments, the things that they're supposed to do that's right. No, they just totally gone after their lust, man. You know, which is why Jake got all these diseases, you know, diseases, Salakia, all right, which is why Jake got gout, you know, all the cataracts, all kind of shit, man. STDs, you know, diabetes, high blood pressure, you know. But you go to these other heathen nations, they don't got shit, you know. They don't got nothing. But Jake do though. Why? Because you're following after the pleasures of the unrighteous, man. You know? Go ahead.
And you also made a covenant to keep the laws.
Yeah.
You get punished with them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Esau's not gonna get razor bumps from shaving.
Yeah.
All right. The so-called white woman, she get trains ran on her. She don't end up with all these hysterectomies and madness that you nigga women end up with, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. I was holding that earlier. They're not in trouble as other men.
Okay.
It's Psalm 73:5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the same way Jake put on a gold chain, that's how Esau put on pride. You know, because these heathen, they don't look good in jewelry at all. But they'll just put on a pride chain, man. Like, yes. They'll walk around with their hands behind their back.
Yeah.
You know, where you ever look at a police officer walk around like an Edomite cop? The way they walk is just like, it's like a cartoon penguin, man. It's like you're not even a real person. They're just a character of pride.
You won't be. Go ahead, brother.
It says they lure unstable people into sin.
Oh, they lure unstable people.
Yeah. That's black culture.
That's black culture.
Get a nigga, Jeezy, get one of these charismatic, wicked niggas. Then they set the trends. Then other Jakes be like, yeah,
we need to do that.
Trap or die, man.
Yeah. Talk about fuck the police. But these niggas over here obeying the police, man.
They live in gated communities.
Yeah.
Their kids going to the best schools. Then they get in the booth. Trap or die. Niggas sell a bottle of cocaine. Snort it, sell it, snort it, sell it. I'm snorting and selling that. But your kids are somewhere in a gated community with Amalek.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cardi B.
Going to private school, man.
Kids can't listen to her music, man.
Yeah.
Y'all can't.
Right. Come
That's
on,
for
man.
you niggas, man.
Yep. Go ahead,
And they are well trained in greed. They live under the Most High's curse.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2/3 are stuck under the curses. Which we're under the curses as a nation, but you know, Yahushua said, what? You shall know the truth.
And the truth shall make you free.
We're free from this, man. We don't, that's why there's no enchantment in Jacob. We could turn on a song, listen to the beat. Okay, this cool.
Yeah.
2/3 and listen to it and be like, yeah, this, they embody that shit.
They go to the moon with that bitch. Yeah, I'm going, hey, let's go do it.
Wait, what?
Yeah. He call their partner up, hey,
Let's slide
on this nigga, man. You know?
You're the new young boy, let's go ride. How did that mean that?
You be riding on the interstate, all you see Jake in the car doing this. Tripping. You know?
Smoke coming out the window.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You know, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gonna close it out, brother. You know, brothers, any closing points and remarks? Yeah, man. So, you know, Lord willing, this camp was edifying. With that, we're gonna give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors once again to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And peace, blessings, and salutations be to the hopefully elect. Until next time, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.
A Baba Ball.
Baba Ball.
A Baba Ball.
Baba Ball.
A Baba Ball.
Baba Ball.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah, we had to get them up there, brother.